I'm going to call the meeting to order. Thank you all for being here. If you'd please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, good morning, everybody. We have really two different meetings we're going to have today. The first one is the Board of Commissioners, and then we'll adjourn after we get through that agenda and reconvene as the local contract review board. So as the Board of Commissioners, our first agenda item is a bid opening, and this is a Public Works item. So I'll have Scott Adams, our Public Works Director, come give us a brief explanation of what the bid is for, and then we'll open the bids. Want to grab a chair?
Good morning, Commissioners. Today's bid opening is for the Azalea Glen Road, Glendale Safe Routes to School project. This will enhance the area with bike lanes, sidewalks, a crossing, some striping to help promote safety on Azalea Glen Road between Cedar and Windy Creek Road.
The first one today is from SLE Inc.
The bid from SLE Inc. is $3,711,000.
Next, we have one from Carter Company from Salem.
Next bid from Carter and Company Inc. is $3,553,414.50.
Next bid is from LTM Knife River.
Next bid from LTM Inc. Incorporated DBA Knife River Materials, $3,293,345.50.
And our final one is from JRT Construction out of Oakland.
Next bid is from JRT Construction. This is $3,792,510.
Great. So I'm assuming you'll evaluate those, and if there's a responsive bidder, you'll bring back a contract.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. Might have been some folks here for that. So agenda item number 2 is citizens' questions and comments. I will note that agenda item number 3 is a public hearing, so if you're here for agenda item number 3, the appropriate time to speak would be during the public hearing. Is there anybody online? Anybody here in the room would like to come forward? Seeing none, we'll move to agenda item number 3. And this is a public hearing. I'm gonna invite up folks from Common Spirit. I think we have both Russ and Greg here to do this for us. Give us kind of a staff report, then we'll open the public hearing.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Greg Blond. I'm an attorney with Orrick, Carrington and Sutcliffe in Portland, Oregon, and we're representing Common Spirit in connection with the request we're making here today. And you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Russ Woolley, Market President for Common Spirit Oregon Mercy Medical Center.
So I'm gonna go ahead and open the public hearing. And please,
Yeah, by way of background, nonprofit corporations in this country can take advantage of tax exempt financing, resulting in lower borrowing costs, but they can't do it directly. They have to do it through a governmental entity. In this case, Common Spirit, which is the parent company of a very large hospital system around the country, issues bonds through a governmental authority in Colorado. And they issue billions of dollars all at once to finance things all around the country. But the tax rules say that wherever a project is located, any project, the elected officials from the jurisdiction in which the project is located must give a limited so-called TEFRA approval, and TEFRA stands for the Tax Equity and Fiscal Responsibility Act, which is where this nuance of tax law lives. And so with this request, what the specific requirement is that a public hearing be held by those elected officials, and that elected officials give this limited approval. And so a similar request was made of the commissioners a couple years ago, and going back into the 2010s, several of these requests were made as well. And so that's the request today, is to hold this public hearing and then to adopt the order that was presented by Tiffany and myself.
so commissioners have any questions? So thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to come forward on this item? We're in public hearing. Anybody online? So I'm gonna go ahead and close the public hearing, and I just wanna make sure we get this on the record. This isn't not obligating the county for any liability for payment. We're not issuing the bonds. There's no taxpayer money put into this to pay the bond. It's just a process of financing that the hospital uses for their facilities.
That's right.
So pleasure of the board.
Move to approve the board order.
I'll second that.
A motion, a second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Agenda item number 4 is a land department item, and it's a notice of timber sale. I'll invite up Mark Wall. Good morning.
Morning, Commissioners. Before you have a notice of a timber sale, sale can be harvested in calendar year 26 to 27. It's called Norton Creek number 317, 3.7 million board feet. Bids due Tuesday, 9:30 by 2 p.m.
Move to approve the notice of timber sale.
I'll second that.
I have a motion, a second. Any questions or comments? We'd actually talked, and we can do this at a future meeting, of maybe moving forward, having the liaison commissioner delegated authority to do these notices. This is simply the notice of the sale, which is just one more step. There's several steps after this that involve the whole board also, so we can talk about that some more. But for today, we're just doing this particular notice. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes. Thank you. Agenda item number 5 is a parks item. Switch your hat to the Parks Director and have you do this item.
Yes. Before you got a resolution authorizing the Parks Department to apply for county opportunity grant from the Oregon Park and Rec Department. This is to complete the rehabilitation of the upper campground at Whistler Bend.
To approve the resolution.
A second.
A motion, a second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call a question. Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Agenda item number 7 is a public works item. I'll invite our Public Works Director back up. This is a contract change order.
Morning, Commissioners. Scott Adams, Public Works. Item number 7 is the fourth change order to contract with Knife River Materials for the Main Street Caneyville project, another Safe Routes to School project. This change order adds a retaining wall and increases the contract amount by $108,305 for a new total project cost of $3,306,114. This was something that engineering and construction had known about during design, but didn't get into the contract prior to it being bid. Wanted to try to field fit the slope, but it wasn't going to match, so a wall is required.
Move to approve the contract change order.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes. Thank you. Agenda item number 8 is commissioner comments.
Chair, did we skip item 6?
Got one on here that item 6, planning department board order. Agenda different than mine?
Yeah.
Might be.
Let's move back to number 6, planning department board order. I'll invite up, Josh.
Good morning, Commissioners. Joshua Shackley, Douglas County Planning. Before you this morning is a board order affirming the findings of fact and decision of the Planning Commission adopted by the Planning Commission at their August 21st meeting following a public hearing. This is for 5J Holdings LLC. The request is for a plan amendment from industrial to commercial and a zone change from M3 heavy industrial to C3 general commercial on a 4.82 acre unit of land located in the South Umpqua Valley Industrial Park, and it is Planning Department file number 25-022.
Move to approve the board order.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call a question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes. Now I believe we're up to agenda item under commissioner comments. Commissioner Boyce?
Nothing for me.
Commissioner Kress?
Nothing here for me.
And nothing from me. So I'm gonna adjourn the Board of Commissioners meeting. And then I'm gonna reconvene the board as the local contract review board. We have just a couple items here. The first item is County Council for Building Facilities. This is a public hearing. Can you give us a quick staff report, please?
Tiffany Podlesnik, County Council. The first item is for the board to hold a public hearing on Douglas County's request for an exemption from the standard procurement process. In this case, for this project, which is the emergency backup power project here at the courthouse, the county is requesting authorization to use the CMGC construction method procurement process. There have been some proposed findings for the board, and so we would ask that you open the hearing, take any testimony, and then item number 2 would be the board's pleasure at adopting board order.
So any questions of staff before I open the public hearing? I'm gonna go and open the public hearing. Is there anybody online?
Nobody online.
Anybody here in the room who would like to speak to this item? We're in a public hearing. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing and we'll move on to agenda item number 2. Tiffany?
This is the board order that would authorize Douglas County to procure a construction method for the CMGC process for this particular project. The county believes that using the CMGC process would result in cost savings to the county and a more smooth implementation of this process. There is a couple pages of findings that are proposed here, and the county believes that this exemption is in line with the procurement statutes and would ask that you authorize this board order.
I move to approve the board order.
And I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes. I don't believe we have any further items to take care of there. I'll adjourn this meeting. Thank you all for being here.